My name is Karina Bisch. I'm a painter. I live in France, and I was born in 1974, from the 20th century.
My name is Nicolas Chardon. I'm born also in 1974. I'm also a painter, and I live in Paris.
I mean, we were invited by the director, Noor Mertens, first, I think 2 years ago. And the invitation was really to have a look at the collection of the museum. And when she said so, we were so excited that we could really go deeply into a museum collection. We are both collectors also, that you can also have a look in the exhibition. And so we tried for the show to bring our own work and making bridges, connections with the pieces we really like from the collection. And also we brought some artwork from our own collection that we also love very much. It was so difficult to, of course, choose some artwork from both collections, but we tried our best, and we were not guided by putting the highlight of the collection, but really looking for art that, was a shock for us when we discovered it in the storages of the museum.
Yeah, first we didn't look for something special in the collection. And then, as Karina said, we were like in a candy shop,
yeah.
and we made our selection, but it was, of course, larger than the final selections here in the exhibition now. Yeah, the title starts like a bit like a joke, of course, because of Guns N' Roses, who is a shitty group, shitty band. But we never we don't like it so much. So it's not a personal reference. But this joke is also a joke or a play with our own work. Because I'm mainly, I paint mainly black squares, or kind of black squares, and Karina, we can say that she paints
mainly
roses
flowers.
Sometimes, but mainly flowers. So it was, choosing this title was a way to simplify our two positions and to start with this simplification to see how it goes, how we can work with these very simple elements. And then it was also a way to play with the idea of this balance between passion, like the rose, and reason, like the square. And it was the way to organize the two points of the exhibition, which are our own collection made by passion and the museum collection made by reason or by science. And of course, things are mixing and it's what the show, I think, brings and work with.
But also, I think the joke was like the show we did in a duo before. The title was Modern Lovers, which is also a band, of course, of Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. Because we are two artists separated and now invited in duo. So we thought like, okay, we are like a band. So we have to act like a band. So maybe choose a name like a band. So of course, Modern Lovers was the first one. And here, of course, this idea of the Guns N' Roses was so fun too, to have kind of a new band.
We decided to associate one color for the collection of the museum, one color for our own collection, and then the things in the middle, which are our works, maybe are mixing this, disturbing this separation.
And I think you cannot, even in the work of Nicolas or in my own work, like saying like this work is coming from a man or from a woman. I mean, this is what also is, because Nicolas has these very soft and black squares. They are not orthogonal, they are not, I mean, like from geometry. It's very strange geometry. But also for myself, I mean, there is these colors that at a point that could start to be too much, like you are over the rainbow, like too much colors. And so playing these all things together, I think it brings mixing, we try to mix everything, not to be so gendered in a way. We love art so much, so we are so, I mean, we are full of love when we are here because there is so much nice things to see. And so nice stories to go on in your own divagation. I don't know how to translate it. But so it's, I know it's like you can really lose time and just get lost in your own pleasure and how your eyes respond to everything you can see. I never want to think about what people should do or should, I don't know, they are super free. And they can do it maybe in 2 minutes or they can maybe take a whole day to stay here. They are really welcome. And I think there is chairs, then you can really sit and you can maybe read a book or I don't know. I mean, people can really feel and live the exhibition. I mean, you can really feel this idea of modernity, or that all the shapes and all the forms, they are, I don't know, they are so new and so known at the same time. And I don't know, it's like, how to answer this?
No, I think it's not a question of using, for example, a Mondrian pattern. Of course, there is in a show, in different moments, kind of Mondrian patterns or other patterns who remain modernistic style. But I think the real relation with avant-garde and this history is more in the fact to really use the shapes and use the forms, and to use it is like wearing the famous Mondrian sweater, but it's also using it as a conceptual tool to think all the things we are around and to see them not necessarily as an artwork, but to see the things for themselves. And that's a really challenging point of view for our show. To see a painting as a painting, and to see a T-shirt as a T-shirt, and that's maybe our link with avant-garde, in fact. One of the topics of the show is not only the question of the transformation of the forms, but also a kind of rhythm, and this rhythm is history and time. And of course, we are always touched by the idea, which is a topic in modernism, the idea of origins and breaking or leaving the origins. So, as we are telling the stories of the story of the square and the roses, in a sense, it's also every square and every roses, but also each time one specific square and one specific rose. and the flags outside the museum was of course specific production for the museum, but also our works we made together.
Yeah.
So that's a part of the exhibition where we work not only as a curator, but also as like
a duo.
like a real duo,
Yeah.
which we are not in normally. And then for this duo part of the exhibition, we worked on a very super signed works with a design with the pattern made with the squares and roses, like the title. So it's a kind of also a resume of our title, of our signature, and like an auto caricature also, and then so there is this production of the curtains and also the cushions in the
For the
tonnet chairs in the exhibition, and then also a carpet we made with a company in Morocco, and
Maison Minka.
Maison Minka, who is Karina Minka is a designer who also produced with his family company some carpets for designers and sometimes with the artists. And
but also the funny things like the design, I mean the two forms we are using for the signal of this fabric and curtain. So this black square and the rose, they are designed in Word, so a very low technique for design. I mean, like no one is using it for drawings, but we are both using it for drawings. And for example, when we sent the drawing for the carpet to Karina Minka, and he said, like, you know, it won't gonna be like the design you did. And he said, but this is the point. We really want like this very low technique design starts to begin to be something else. So this is also what interesting.
Because it's made by hand.
Yeah. So squares are not squares anymore, and roses looks like flowers. I don't know, something strange. And so this idea of replaying again and again, like something coming from ages before you, and then you are just starting to play it again. And I think this is really important to not have the nostalgia of what happened before, but taking what happened before to have something to do today and for the future. So this is also how we work. Like we are never, I mean, of course we are bringing artwork from the past, but we are so turned to the future. And we really want to play again. I mean, to push the button and say, okay, let's go.